Hi. So, um, exhausted. I'm like ridiculously exhausted. I totally forgot. Hold on really quick. Give me 1 second. Let me just breathe. I think that's what we need. I think I need to just breathe for a second. So, the main reason that I'm coming live right now is just so that um, people know that I'm going to be coming live on the exclusive chat area of the Soul Sanctuary.love. So there's a lot of messages that had come forth over the past couple days, and these messages were coming out in the cards. And then I kind of got the sense that I should not be talking about this publicly in the cards. And then so basically what happened was I've been kept so ridiculously busy that dun dun dun, it's taken me a few days to find a pocket in my schedule where I could actually go live and talk about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull some cards and I'm going to see what additional messages the cards will kind of give us, right? So that we can set the tone for What's on Your Mind. I love that song by Teo. I feel like I should play that song in my ear right now because I'm just like irked. I'm irked because I just realized like right now that I actually haven't eaten yet today. It's already 4:30 and I lifted super heavy at the gym today. And I'm not even complaining. I'm just coming to certain realizations is what it is. That's what it is. I'm coming to realizations. Let me just I'm about to just really get comfy with you guys and take off. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not that comfy with y'all. Okay, let's pull from the 3 blue decks, okay? What's on your mind? Need peace of mind. Drink in your hand. Lust in your eyes. I want your naked body staying home tonight. I you know, let me just stop. It's just been go, go, go. Like totally go, go, go. But y'all, do y'all you don't notice? I am growing some caps for shoulders. Like, let me just turn to this. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see that delineation right there. Okay, let me stop for real. I'll quit messing around. Here we go. All right. So if you are part of the Soul Sanctuary.love recurring contribution, I will be live in about an hour. 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when I set that live stream, that private chat to start. Sometimes I wonder if when people hear that I do private chats, sometimes I wonder if they think it's like this type of like OnlyFans or something. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It really isn't. Okay. Here goes. Here goes. Let's see what's going to happen, okay? So first and foremost, Universal D, I absolutely expect you to ask me all the questions So I know exactly what I needed to talk about from the other live stream. So I'm going to task you with that. Let's see. Okay. So there's a buildup going on, right? This is really going to be intense. All right. This is intense. So intense, I don't even want to eat. Here goes. Buildup sigil, right? There's a buildup that's occurring. This buildup is something that's going to really increase the tension that people are feeling inside. Whatever this buildup is, it's going to lead to this like awakening. That alone, that's concerning to me simply because starting to sound like a trauma induced accretion. This is going to blindside most people. Look at you, all innocent with your puppy. This is going to blindside you. Mm, mm-mm-mm. Right. So nervousness is creeping in. Let's just look at all the cards. The nervousness is creeping in. So this is going to require the laying down of the verbal, emotional, mental weaponry. We have to stop fighting with each other because what's happening is this attempt to cause separation, soul separation. And it's like this roundabout thing. So, okay, look, card number 2, right? Right, there you go. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Well, here, 4 plus 7 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. It's like this broke down version of not realizing that this metaphorical they is causing us to continue to argue with each other about inconsequential things. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about pronouns. I don't. I would love for you to have the freedom to identify in whatever way you want, but leave me out of that bullshit conversation. It's a bullshit conversation. This looking for things to argue about, looking for things to complicate your own existence through, with, because of, it has to stop. It has to stop. Okay? It has to stop. These conversations that are being had, they're not even conversations. They're full on arguments. These arguments that are being had regarding like trans people and natural born gender people, like knock it off. Knock it off. No one else should be part of you identifying about yourself. No one else should have the authority, that position of power where you have to fight with them about your identity. You don't need their approval or agreement. You don't. You really, really don't. And it's this thing of all of us are being very much convinced that we have to argue, we have to fight for what? For people to recognize you? Who gives a shit what they think? Literally, who gives a shit? Make it a flying shit. Make it a magical shit. Make it a polished, gold dipped shit. I don't care. It's still shit. Who cares? And I say this as someone who's never had the permission of others to exist. You know when I was validated? You know when I finally became validated to the degree that it's like, wow, people recognize the validity of my existence? When I stopped giving a shit. That's when. That's when. So live your life. Allow yourself to identify in whatever way you might want to identify. Allow yourself to live in a way that is in alignment with what you feel is right for you. No one else should be telling you, dictating to you, or shaming you, guilting you into some type of political stance. That is part of this agenda that is causing a buildup of a trauma-induced secretion, causing the upside down fighting that's leading to the soul separation. Cards are telling us, and many of us think we're just so progressive and we're so innocent to the reality of what's actually going on in the world. The things that we should be mad about: lack of housing. So many houses are empty. So much land that's not being developed. Homelessness. We should be angry about that. The lack of food for the people who are hungry. I'm talking about global, okay? The lack of medical autonomy, informed consent, the lack of that. We should be angry about that. We should be angry that other people are concerned about how we are living, that they are trying to dictate to us how to live. Not that we should be angry that they're not validating us. You don't need someone else's validation to exist. By virtue of your birth and existence, you've already been validated, co-signed by the Most High. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You're seeking validation from people who don't even validate themselves. You're participating in the very program that you think you are being so progressive in dismantling. So what's the solution? This moment of recognition that you and your existence is the solution, but you refuse to apply yourself in the way that will solve a lot of what's happening. What happens when all of us suddenly one day decide we're no longer going to participate in that system, we're no longer going to pay into it? What happens? What happens to that? The system no longer operates. Your compliance is what continues to feed the very monster you claim to hate. I tell you guys, I will not feed something I don't like. I'm not going to be like, you need to starve. And no, if you want to eat, you're going to have to go somewhere else because you're not going to eat here. You're just not. You're not going to eat here. I'm not going to allow you to convince me of anything that does not align with me. I know I'm a very fair person. My expectations are very balanced. I pretty much don't have expectations of people outside of treat me with at least a minimal level of dignity and respect or exit my space. Very basic. Very, very, very basic. I don't even expect any type of gratitude when I do something for someone. The good feeling that I get after having assisted someone, that's all I need. That's all I'm seeking. It's already self-gratifying. So I don't need someone else to validate the goodness of the work that I do. Why do you think I don't share much of the altruistic things that I do privately? I don't share much of it. Unless it's something that I can't handle on my own in that moment. Like, for example, I needed help helping a friend named Nina. That I was just like, oh, no, this, oh, I don't have the capacity right now, because I was dealing with a couple other things having to do with the start of what is it called? Solar synergistic, right? I was dealing with a couple of things right that, so everything is tied up on my end, and it's like normally I would have been able to just do that for her, to just do that for other people, right? Normally, that's why you guys don't hear me bring up a lot of things online. That's my day to day. It just so happened the timing of it. And I think the timing of it was very intentional because that gave us an opportunity to come together as a community. But the things that I do it, and my reward is the goodness that I feel in my heart. And that's enough of a reward, for me at least. That's why I don't need other people's validation. I validate myself and my existence through the decisions I make, the actions I take. When was the last time you were able to validate yourself in that way? When was the last time you were able to look at your life, your existence, and by virtue of your existence, you just being you, you had already validated yourself? I think that's the goal. I think we need to reach a place where we can begin validating ourselves through the decisions that we make, and anything short of what feels good to me, what feels right for me, it's not going to be something that I'm going to agree to. I remember one time, so I'm no longer participating in whatever that bleeding heart program that I used to just live in. I'm not participating in that anymore. I remember last November, um, I was out running errands with my brother's caregiver. We needed to go get a few ingredients for Thanksgiving dinner. And you know, his caregiver is very aware of the way my heart functions, the work that I do. And it was this thing of, as we were walking out of the store to her car, someone stopped us and was like, do you have any money that you could give me? It was the gist of the question, right? Can you help me? And I had no cash. And my immediate response was, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash. The caregiver didn't carry cash either. So we get in her car, and because she's aware of how I am and how my heart is, um, she felt kind of badly, I think. It was this question of, should we go back in and get money from the ATM and help them? And I looked her in the eyes and I said, I don't feel called to help them. It's not that I don't want them to receive the help they want, the help they need, but I don't feel called to be the one to do it. So I'm learning to follow my heart. I'm learning to follow these urges from soul that guide me. For all I know, had we gotten back out of the car and told this man, like, hey, wait right here, I'm going to go into the ATM and get some money for you. For all I know, he could have followed me in and robbed me in the store. Or I don't know. I don't know. But I did not feel like I was to be the one to do that. And, the beautiful thing about that, not only did my brother's caregiver witness firsthand this balancing, this listening to soul and the guidance of soul, as we were pulling out, this other couple was walking with this man that had asked us for help, and they were giving him food. So he received help from the people who were intended to help him. So that's the beautiful thing about listening to your soul, about allowing yourself to be the very validation that you are seeking. It's not always about giving in order to validate yourself. It's about allowing yourself to witness your process as it is, and just allowing that process to be what it is. Allowing yourself to witness yourself, right? So, galactic assistance. Oh, Lord. Sorry. Ooh. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Don't freak out. I'm not gonna 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 freak out. I'm freaking out, yo. Oh, okay. So we can dive deeper into this in the exclusive chat. It's going to be in about 30 minutes, right? Galactic assistance and past life return. This is a coming forward. That's not me slicing myself. That's me playing a huge violin. Huge violin. Okay, so galactic assistance, past life return. This, I like the way you work it. No diggity, I'm about to bag it up. I gotta sing this out. So, you guys, part of the way that I stim is by singing. This is really stressing me out. This is like really stressing me out. Okay. It has something to do with the Lyran Wars, the Orion Wars. It has to do with galactic assistance that was provided a very long time ago. It has to do with Toth. It has to do with the CDT plates. It has to do with the Emerald tablets. It has to do with the Halls of Amenti. It has to do with the subterranean wars that happened a long time ago. It has to do with the subterranean cities' existences beneath ancient Egypt. It has to do with a lot of different things that are just too complex, um, too much to be talking about in a public setting. So I was going to talk about it too, but I'm not going to self sabotage. Yeah. I'm not going to allow this. You see this net? It's like this thing of needing to survive. It's like the cardiovascular system of your fear. I'm just saying. It's been infiltrated. Doop, doop, de doop, doop, right there. Infiltration. And it's like, it's like the, oh, shit. The morning star. Ooh. You sulfurous. Mm-hmm. Fall on your knees and hear the angel voices. Oh, the Antichrist is born. Oh, the night. I should stop joking around. We're all about to learn something really intense about integrity. This is getting real, real. Okay. All right. Let's just do this like this, like this, like this. Celestial teacher. Oh, this is involving the spear of destiny. Look at the crown. That's the spear of destiny entering. So that's a lot. Can I talk about this? Has to do with the thorns of dispute. It looks like thorns in her hair. The same thorns that exist in that cardiovascular system of fear. I don't know if I should continue this reading. I don't want to scare people. I don't think I have the capacity to joke around through this. So, I don't know. I don't know. This lack of integrity is going to be the very thing that creates the standstill that then ushers in a new chapter. The upside down emotions will bring to light, it will cast a light on the very things that we need to see, the ways in which infiltration has occurred throughout society. And then you'll be shamed into a space of gratitude that you need to just be thankful for something. But look at that, parasitic, 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 parasitic. And it will be established as some type of dreamland, something so beautiful and etheric in nature, until that's gonna be your opinion, your perception, until you see the reality of what it actually is. Okay, so 12th house, escape. Oh, here. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. It's time to get on point. It's not a time to ignore or overlook what's there. Things may get fragmented. This fragmentation is already occurring. It's fragmentation that's already occurring. Fragmentation. Fragmentation. A buildup and acceleration of the fragmenting that's occurring. So, you know, let's see. The 12th house of the zodiac is the most mesmerizing of all. Mysticism, dreaming, drowning, vast seas, and surrendering are all themes that belong to this house of self undoing, which ties into, drum roll please, self sabotage, the fractionating of the self in order to sacrifice the merger point. 4 is a number of the self. 8 is a coming together of two equals for all of eternity, this point of merger, going from a Pisces vesica into a tritonal wave, going from two circles that form the Pisces, the vesica itself, into going from biwave to triwave existence. Okay, Michael says enough. That's as far as that combo can go. So let's see. This house indicates a type of passage or rebirth. We're going through this thing, this process that really, really it's an undoing. When you have to undo such an intricate system, I mean, there's no way around it. It requires being messy for a little bit. If you've ever built IKEA furniture and you build it in the wrong way, like you connect a piece to another piece that shouldn't have been connected, and you don't realize this until way later. Oh my god, the amount of mess that has to occur for you to be able to correct that is just insane. You have to take apart the whole thing, and it's not going to be something that is that's organized. No, it's going to be messy. And so that's what's happening right now. This messiness. Even, okay, let's see. Evolved souls and the doomed live here. Within the 12th house are the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. Ruled by Neptune, the planet of confusion and drunkenness, prisoners, shut in, saints, artists, and mystics call this home. Imagination, linking up and connecting to the unknown are all facets of the 12th house. It's where the material and non-physical worlds connect. It's both the beginning and the end. So in order to have a new beginning, you first must have an ending. The 12th house offers bliss, spiritual fulfillment, the meeting up of twin flames. The meeting up with twin flames, it promises of losing yourself in some beautiful other, but it might be like trying to hold on to a cloud. This house of poetry and oceans is enchantment. It's where we lie to ourselves as well. This lying to yourself, right? This house represents water, toxins, poisons, perfumes, candles, hidden chambers, secreted desires, Christ consciousness, and martyrdom. The antithesis of Christ consciousness is martyrdom. Yeshua did not identify as a martyr. He made a calculated decision for the betterment of his family. He made the ultimate sacrifice. Execution by way of crucifixion, so that his family could go. Because they didn't want Yeshua, they wanted his wife. To destroy the feminine in front of the masculine would destroy the masculine in that act. 2 birds, 1 stone. That's why they wanted his wife. And that's why he made the ultimate sacrifice. His life in exchange for his entire family's. And it was not a barter that was done. It was not this, okay, so you can have me if you let them go. It was I will preoccupy them while you leave. I will preoccupy them. The 12th house tells us to forget about ourselves and live for others. See what I'm saying? But this may bring confusion and also peril. It's fear and paranoia. It's beauty and love. It teaches us to write poetry and understand the messages from the heavenly spheres. Hold on. I did write some poetry the other day. I wasn't sure why. I didn't know why. I was writing quotes from one of the live streams that I had done, but then I added a few other things that weren't in live streams. No one ever asked the butterfly what it felt like to lose their identity and be born into this new one. No one asked the butterfly. Okay, hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. I can madly love you in complete silence. I can love you like this because you live inside me, in a space that only you can reach, where we speak without using words, every song our hearts sing to us. There's a lot of secondary messages that come through, like a lot. A lot of secondary messages. When the 12th house card comes up in a reading, something is amiss. There's something about the situation you're unsure about, or at least are not privy to. There's a lot that I can't talk about publicly. I'm willing to go as deep as everyone in the exclusive chat is willing to go. I'm willing to go all the way through all of that if you guys want to hear it. Okay. Let's see. The signals you're getting are probably wrong ones. The medical test you've just had, the diagnosis, it's not likely accurate. What seems obvious right now is only a mirage or obscured. You see, one of my most developed skills is being able to see through the obscurity, to be able to see through the veil, to pierce through the thickest smoke screens. Let's see. The warning with this card is not to look to others for fulfillment or to others to give you your purpose, at least not at the current phase. What was I talking about at the very beginning of this live stream? It's either the incorrect time to attempt this or you're looking at the wrong crowd. Okay? While the 10th house gives us the truth, the 12th house gives us magic. Each is important, and you cannot be all that is without the other. Take heed and search for clarity. Watch out for deception at this time. There's a lot of deception going on. There's a lot of deception going on. And I don't know. I don't know. Card number 1, Sun, Spirit. There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there's only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. The sun is at the center of our lives, just as it is traditionally in the astrological chart. This is why the placement of the sun is the most significant. The sun is our spirit, our personality. It represents the animating flash of life. The sun signifies who we are essentially. So if we, okay. I was going to say something. USD, please write down sun and identity. We'll talk about that in about 20 minutes. The sun is a desire to bring on the outside what exists on the inside. All these plans that are that have been being put into play for how long? These are things that are generational. I don't know if you guys know this. You don't have someone like let's say Rockefeller, right? You're like, oh my God, Rockefeller's evil, blah 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 blah. He needs to be to restore peace. Honey, this plan was in place several Rockefeller generations ago. The current Rockefeller, that's not going to do shit. It's not going to do shit. That's just a placeholder. There are certain bloodline. Michael says I can't talk about that. USD, write down bloodlines. I didn't snap at you. I'm sorry. That was dismissive. I didn't snap at you. I was just it was more towards Michael. Snap his finger and I close my mouth. Okay. So let's see. When the sun card, okay, no. It is life made manifest. The sun says, more than any other planet, I wish to live. I want to thrive. When the sun card presents itself in a spread, it adds an encouraging spin to any reading. The sun is all that is good. It is the positivity that trumps anything negative. This card says, all eyes are on you. You have the strength and power to get things done. All things that are truly meaningful are starting to happen now. I have to end the reading. I'm sorry. I'll read the last few things from this book and it will explain to you why. You may find yourself singled out now. What you are doing right now is being noticed. So I have to end the reading. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, join me when I'm live. I will be talking in an exclusive chat space. Maybe we'll talk about recipes there or something. Maybe we'll talk about some cool stuff. Maybe we'll talk about some projects and stuff that are needing to be talked about. If you'd like to join the exclusive chat, oh, thank you, Lindsay. Simply go to the link that Lindsay posted right there, soulsanctuary.love, and we can talk about all sorts of amazing things. Yeah. I'll be there in about 14 minutes at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, if you'd like to join, the exclusive chats typically don't. I'm sorry. I have to just stop talking. I'll leave you guys with this final thought. Make your defiance specific. Use your rebelliousness in a very intentional way. Choose wisely the things that you'll fight for, the things that you'll fight against, and the things that you simply need to walk away from. So if you're interested in chatting further, I will have an exclusive chat in 13 minutes at the soulsanctuary.love. If you're not already a member of my ministry, you can join my ministry by initiating a recurring contribution. It doesn't matter what amount. All recurring contributions to my ministry, it is a tax-deductible donation if you're in the United States, and it will give you access to our exclusive chat areas. Okay, so just because I'm defiant, for my safety, I have to leave the live stream. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye, everyone.